Oh, it's different now. Video.
No problem.
Cool.
You all good? You can hear me, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go. Cool. Maybe it'll record like this.
Hmm?
On the last recording, it only recorded where it showed the one speaker at a time. I forgot to change it. Oh well.
Oh,
So you were
okay.
saying that that uh that in the meantime you had to live and you
Mm,
had to be with your
yeah,
children.
because so to give you a little backstory of my history politically, first of all, I was one of those people because I was always like this kind of person I am now, just a more immature person. So I was one of those people that couldn't really get and like pay attention to politics and that kind of stuff. But he being a catalyst woke me up. So I
Yeah,
woke up like at the very beginning because I had already picked up that this was not going to end well. I was
right.
already picking up that this was ugly,
Yes.
before it even got this bad. And I was like, why is not enough people like speaking on how ugly this is,
Right.
And then I started to take the world on my shoulder and I was like, I need to say something. I need to say something. Right. So I that is actually the catalyst of how I ended up on social media in the first place because I came on social media to say something, and I was on Instagram and I spoke up and you know, I started out by introducing myself, so I didn't go straight to politics, but I leaned in the fact I had a farm and I used to do farm posts and stuff. But then I evolved into having a political um, Instagram account,
Uh-huh.
and I used to speak up,
Yeah.
and I evolved into like listening to all kinds of people, and I got to the point where I was listening to Midas Touch and everything to get informed, and then it is only after Kamala Harris lost the election, that I had to shift. I had no choice but to shift because a lot of people were like going straight into the they accepted it and they were going straight into the uh, how to say it, the opponent mode, the fighting mode,
Right. Right.
preparing
This
themselves.
right. This is gonna be a long one.
Yeah,
Right.
preparing themselves to be like to fight against this whatever that is, the
Right.
regime, right?
Right.
And but just like moving on, and to me, as the intuitive, it made no sense how it happened. Like
Right.
I knew, that it didn't. The cheater cheated. I knew that.
Right.
I knew that it
Right.
didn't happen above like
Board.
it wasn't a free and fair election,
Right.
and I couldn't live in that illusion. So I had to pull myself out of that illusion. So I followed people that saw the same thing that I saw, that this wasn't right, that something was wrong, this was wrong, 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 that
Right.
did something right.
Mhm.
And and that's how I end up here. It's a whole evolution process of ending up to this point where I am because like I said, those were the people that I listened to and I paid attention to. And then again, everybody went their separate ways and their separate focuses, because and I stuck with the one person I stuck with from that was the ones that were more in the spiritual, coming at it from a more spiritual standpoint, right? And that is how because a lot of what they said resonate with me,
Right.
because I was starting, I saw it that way too,
Right.
like when I follow people, I don't follow people because it's like, oh, they sound good, they sound eloquent. Because a lot of people that sound eloquent, but it's like that don't resonate with me. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I follow and pay attention and listen to people that tell me something that I heard in my own soul first,
Right.
and then I'll be like, yes, I was saying that same thing, I had that same thought,
I felt
but
it.
you saying it more clearly,
Right.
you saying it, in a more, oh, my earbuds gave me trouble. You saying it in a more clear way than I would have said it, and you're giving me clarity of that thought, but it
It's like a
resonated.
different voice, but it's your heart.
Yes,
Right.
but it resonated.
Yeah.
And those are the ones I ended up sticking with, and the others kind of like just kind of like fall off a little bit onto my thing, even though I still would listen to them every once in a while.
Right. right.
But
Isn't
that
that
was
funny
my,
how it does that? Like you
yeah.
follow, and then I'll see someone from a while back. I'm like, oh, it must be time again.
Yeah, I saw somebody today that was a part of that beginning thing that I haven't seen in a long time because it totally fell out of my algorithm because I realized that my energy wasn't towards that. Even though I know what I know,
Right,
my energy wasn't towards following that in that conversation
right,
anymore, following that thread anymore,
right,
because we're so past that thread, you
right.
know. But I know what I know. I know that the cheater did what the cheaters do, right?
Mhm.
And what happened is that he allied himself with the most powerful people in the world in terms of money and wealth, because they're not the most powerful people in the world. If only we could just understand that they are
Right.
not the most powerful people. We give them that power.
We give
We are
it.
the
That's
people that
exactly
have
it.
we
That's exactly.
collectively,
I had just
yeah,
done a video, and I did a bunch of videos and
yeah.
didn't put them out, and I was just like, you're saying all the things. It's like
They
they have the
collectively,
power. We give.
people collectively decided that they're the most powerful people. It depends on what you regard power as,
Right.
but they're not. They're the smallest people in the world. They have just happened to figure out how to obtain play money because it's just play money. I've just realized that money is just toys. Wealth is just another form of toys for the adults, you know? Like it's like playing Monopoly. You know, and we sell them our lives. We sell them our joy, we sell them our peace, we sell them our lives because they created a
It's
system.
that board. It's the board that we.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
illusion that
Yeah.
we agree
Yeah.
to. We
Mm-hmm.
agree.
They
We agree.
created
We're like,
this
oh,
system.
you mean I have to pay? You mean I have to do that? Why? Why? Who said?
Exactly. So
We agree.
I'm I'm just anxiously, impatiently waiting. I was patient. I was patient for long, but now I am impatient season. I am patiently waiting for enough people to stand up. You know, did you ever see that meme online with the board game and the board game is resting on the people's backs. So they're bending, right?
Uh-uh.
And the wealthy people playing on the board.
Oh,
And
really? No.
and the meme says, if only the people would stand up.
I love it. No.
Mm.
But did you see my video with the board with the chessboard that I did?
No, I didn't see that one.
Oh my goodness, you
I
have to
gotta
see
look
that
for it.
one.
I didn't
Okay,
see that
I'll
one.
send that
That's
one to you.
funny.
It was
But
not too
that's
long
so funny.
ago.
Yeah, that's so funny. But that's the truth. Like it's on their backs, and all they gotta do is stand up.
Yes.
And you know
I
what
said,
happened? The whole board would
what if
just
the
fall.
board didn't exist?
Hmm.
Right. But
You
it
like
only
you
does
could,
is
could you imagine, right? Can you imagine this? Imagine this. Imagine if I would cry if this a scene like this was in a movie, I would bawl. Imagine if the entire military, or most of them,
right,
like literally just put down their guns and walk off,
right,
like refuse.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine, you know how different the world would be if
They just decided.
all or most of them just put the damn thing. You take the wealthy people,
I was
them up.
wondering how many people it would take, like, and what factions of people it would take to stop doing what they're doing to make the machine stop. I was
Yeah,
wondering that. I was like,
yeah.
so those are the
It
things,
has to
those
be
are the
like I
types of
feel.
questions.
I
Those are the
hear,
types of questions
yeah,
that like that the group that the rainbow that I've been
yeah,
channeling that those think they have the pieces. They have the
yeah,
pieces, all the pieces.
yeah, yeah. But I've heard some spiritual people say, at least they say, I don't know if I believe that, but they say, I don't know if I call any number right, but I think in my head they say at least about, I might be calling it wrong, so I better not say that. But I think that at least a third of the people, you
Yeah,
know, at
definitely.
least a third, maybe like in my head, I'm thinking at least 70% of the population, you know. I don't know though, but I'm excited to find out, you know,
Right.
because it's not going to end until enough people refuse,
Refuse.
you know.
There's so many people that are getting into homesteading. I was
Mm,
watching this historic like a thing on history. It's just a little blip that I kind of remember because I don't know if you know I had a stroke. So I get things and it's like my beautiful broken brain
yeah,
has a different kind
yeah,
of knowing now. And
yeah.
it's so funny because it's like I just know what I know now, like you said. And
Same.
and
Yeah,
so um and um they were talking about how before there used to be gardens in the front yard. There used to be
Oh,
gardens. Everyone had
yeah,
gardens.
yeah.
And no lawns.
We're moving
Lawns
back
was
into that, you know. Yeah,
again,
yeah,
lawns is the yes
yeah,
we are.
yeah, yeah. We're
I had
moving
my
back
first
into that.
garden
I
last
saw the
year.
really coolest video on YouTube about that, to be honest. He was like talking about how the whole concept of lawns came to be.
Yes, that's what I'm
And
talking about. Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. And then
Yeah.
he was, you know, he was saying he was teaching you what is rooted in the
Mhm.
lawns, right?
Right.
And it's separation, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
It's separating us from our food and
Yes.
from the land and from
Yes.
nature, you know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes. And it was also about control. It's also
It's
about money and power.
same. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it said that, you
Yes.
know, and that's why I say we're learning a lot and what they're doing. What they're doing. That's why I stopped paying attention, right? And I do not spiritually bypass, as people will say. It is an awareness. I always know going on, but I don't go looking for the details. I
Yeah.
don't spend all day
I get what
trying to
I get.
see the clips and see the opinions and read all the articles and read all the declarations of this is what's going to happen next. And
Right.
you know, I don't do all that stuff. Like if I do stop to listen to somebody about something, it is a person that's educated me
Yeah.
and connecting the dots for me and helping me understand the connection from the history to know how did we get here, the actual steps that happen
Well, for me,
to
sometimes
lead
I
us
go down
there.
a rabbit hole every night.
Yeah,
Like yesterday, when I caught the news, I'll go down. But I feel like it happens so here and there that I
me
feel like
too.
it's when I'm being pulled to so that I can
Me
know what I
too.
need to
Me too.
know
That happens to
for
me too.
that
Like
moment, you know. And
there
then
will
it
be
goes,
yeah, there will
yeah,
be specific things that call me
yeah, right.
that interest me.
Just
Like
to
not
certain
every little
situations,
thing
and
that
then all the rest
happens.
of the time, it's
Yeah,
I'm pretty oblivious, other than
yeah.
those bits.
But there will be certain things that will call me and I feel called to speak on or called
Right,
to learn more
exactly.
about or called to listen to somebody about listen more about it,
Yes,
right? But throughout the whole process I've been focusing on that learning because I realize that this we have so much power here right now.
right.
This access to information that we have, but here's the problem.
It's a
If we don't
remembering.
have yes, if we don't have our discernment
Yes,
and our intuition and our like you said remembering our knowing and our remembering in strengthened, then we could end up going into misinformation. We
right,
could end up going down the wrong rabbit hole, you know what I mean?
right.
So we have to have that. You got, like you said, you go down rabbit hole when you feel called, you know.
Well, sometimes
You
I
have to
wonder
have
even
that
if
that
it's that
discernment, that
discernment.
yeah, you know, because we cannot harness this power and become
There's a lot of people that go down wrong rabbit holes.
yeah, and
They get
become
lost.
mhm, become the greatest version of ourselves if we don't have that our discernment like strengthened, if we don't know how to listen to ourselves,
Right.
you know what I
Yes,
mean?
meet yourself.
And
Yes,
yeah, so that's why I create this like space where I talk and express myself and put my thoughts and my creation out into the world. And it's funny how you showed me that picture with the seed because I call them like I digital seeds,
yeah,
right? And in my head, remember I told you that I got visions in my head, right? So in my head, I'm sewing these light codes into the digital space and for them to spread and to grow. So even when I do the dances, which is the same thing for you, even when we dance and stuff like that, what you
yeah.
do is you're implanting
The energy. Yes,
songs in people's head, like certain music, right? So like the last 2 days when I was like in that, I was in the Donald Trump energy because of the thing that he did so much. The thing that he did, like that one really got me,
yeah, yeah.
and I just so disgusting.
Yes,
It really got me, right?
yes.
But I got up and I had these songs that I danced to, like two different songs on two separate mornings. It was playing in my head like a radio. And I was like, it was a light bulb moment when I realized what I am doing is a, so change making in so many ways. First of all, what you're doing is you helping spread high vibrational music.
Right.
You helping to help artists that might be creating these things, right? To help move forward their type of music into the digital space, but also you like planting these beautiful songs
Right.
and
And the feeling of the
words and
energy of it,
messages,
though, you're imprinting
and the
that
energy
feeling.
of it inside your head. So is the foundation. So even though I was
Along with
in,
the physiological feelings, the
yeah,
chemistry.
yeah, 100%. So even if I was in that energy, that energy for a little while, that dark energy, right? I still had that light in me,
Mhm.
that protection, because those are a part of me now.
Right.
You understand what I'm
And
saying?
you know to go to it. You know to go to it.
Exactly, because they're a part of me. They're in my head.
Right.
They have memory attached to it. They have movement attached to it.
Mhm.
So I started. You know how you said
But wait a
you.
minute, let me
Uh,
real quick.
uh,
But you let yourself feel it, the what you felt first. Like you let yourself feel the pain first. You let yourself go through that
oh
first.
yes,
Yeah, that's the part
but the
that a
thing
lot of
is
people
what's
miss
happening. What's
is
happening is
that
I
part.
feeling both at the same time, because I'm feeling the sadness. I'm
Right.
feeling the like like I was in the energy, like I said, of impatience and frustration and
Yeah.
tiredness, because I was so tired. I was like, how long is this gonna last?
Right.
How long do we have to go through
But you
this,
were
right?
facing it. You let
So I
yourself
was in
face.
it.
Yeah.
So both of them was happening at the same time. I was in it, and this song was playing in the back of my head. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You
So it
alchemized it.
wasn't
Right.
like it
That's
wasn't
it.
a replacement. It was like both of them was happening at the same
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
That's
was
good.
feeling both feelings, or feeling
Yeah.
all the feelings all at the same time. You
Yes.
know. So I think it was like kind of like a
That's the
situation
magic.
where it helped me, as a reminder that yes, you in a little bit of a dark energy right now, but it's not permanent. You know, you're just passing through. You know, so like I was saying, like how, oh gosh, I was gonna tell you something, we forgot.
I'm sorry. I totally. I
Let me see if I can start saying it and get it back. Okay, I was gonna say, like how you had this your idea of the Louisville.
yes.
I was gonna connect it to an idea I had too, but I forgot what the idea is. I don't remember. I
Is
had a
it?
sim. I don't know if this is what I was gonna say, but I had this idea too. Oh, okay, right. I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Okay. Good.
You know how you said you have it in pieces, like fragments, but it's not. You don't have the complete picture yet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how the process I'm in right now. So when I told you that is from experiencing, having that song in my head, is what gave me that little piece of the puzzle. It helped me to understand why I was doing part of the process of why I was doing what I was doing, dancing despite the fact, dancing in the chaos, right? It gave me a little piece more of that puzzle. And that's how, like, I'm having I having like these idea also forming, you
Yeah.
know, like what I'm doing and what was my purpose and what am I supposed to be doing here. It all keep coming in pieces,
Right.
you know, but it hasn't fully come together as yet. All I know is the main
See, that's why the connection.
of it.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
getting is that like I wanted to connect with you, and I feel like we're giving each other the like leaving each other breadcrumbs and like Hansel and Gretel, like
yeah,
along the way, like
yeah,
the pieces
yeah,
of each of our mosaics. Because
yeah,
I feel like we're each learning our own code,
yeah.
remembering our own code. We have
Right.
our
And
own
yep,
language.
that's the process I'm going through, is like I unlocked to sort of a thought today too that I shared with my mom, and it was inspired by a song that I heard that somebody shared with me. It's like we literally like helping each other connect the dots, helping each other
Yes.
remember. And that's why you said it's not a time for being quiet, because you don't know what you're gonna say or what you're gonna do. Like that, a dance,
Right.
like get up and dance. Like I wanted to dance on the chair too, but I wasn't sure if that chair that could handle that. It's an old chair, so I wasn't risking it. But I wanted to do what you were doing. I wanted to get up and
Yeah.
dance, jump on the
I
couch.
loved it. I felt so
But
much love. I really
yeah,
did.
I wanted to do that so bad, but that's what I'm saying. You don't know. You might think, oh, this is a silly thing. You know what I mean? You might, and not necessarily you, but anybody,
Yeah.
you might say, oh,
Yeah.
this is too silly. you don't know what the thing that is going to wake people up, or unlock another part of what they
Right,
need to remember. You
right.
don't know what it's going to be. It could be your shirt. It could be, you know, the lip color that you on. It could be with
Yeah,
anything.
because
You
on the
know,
spiritual walk, I love this
yeah.
idea. You know how in old arcade games, in old video
Mm-hmm.
games, that you come up to someone and then they give you a piece of the puzzle. They give you a key so that you can
Mm-hmm.
go on to the next part of the adventure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in every hero's journey, like at one point you are the hero going on the journey, but you are also that person holding the key for
Mm-hmm.
someone else on their hero's journey. And
Exactly.
that's how we walk, not
Yeah.
further in front or behind or
Yeah.
ahead or above or
That
below.
is a
That
hundred. Mm-hmm. And
that's
that's why
absolutely
it's so important that no, I always post what I create, even if I feel uncomfortable about it. Even if I say this is not good, I'm rambling too much in this one. Like I'm in
right,
talking too much, yeah. Because I always say that you don't know what it is. Sometimes a person might like the part where you ramble the most.
right,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That might be their favorite part because it made you so human.
But for
You know what I
me,
mean?
what helps me, or
Mm,
what I I'm I'm usually talking to me.
mm.
Like
Same.
I
Mm,
and then that how or who I'm talking to. I mean, sometimes I have the collective, a certain
mm,
person or people's in mind, but a
mm,
lot of times the
mm,
forefront is a
mm.
version of me that I'm talking
Same.
to.
Yeah.
And and then what's really wild is that I'll post a message and I'll be like doing the message, but and I'll totally almost forget like what I posted. I'll have to actually
Mm,
go back and rewatch it to hear
mm,
it. Like and it's like I'm almost hearing the message from me to
mm,
me as
mm,
though I never heard it from my own
mm.
mouth.
Yeah.
And then later on I'll have this happen too. Something will pop up and it's almost like I hear it brand new and the message is now divinely timed for that moment. And so I'm giving myself breadcrumbs too. Are you doing that?
Yes. That's exactly how I see it. I see it as like um these are messages for you, for me, reminders for me,
Yes,
so you documenting that thought is like a that's why it says for me it's like an open journal. Like
yes,
my platforms online is literally an open journal. So
yes.
I say I always keep reminding
It's
myself that even
history,
if nobody else saw
herstory.
it, yes, yes, even if nobody else saw it today, it was for you. It was
Right,
that was for you.
right.
And whoever is forwarding and see it when they see it, whether it be at the time you post it or many years later, or you know
Yeah.
next week or whenever, you got to constantly keep reminding yourself that. And throughout this whole process of being on social media, I have to keep reminding myself because I'm so tempted. You feel like you're human, right? So you're so tempted to feel how they want you to feel on this
Right.
this app, because what they're doing is they're taking their gatekeepers. They call them algorithm gatekeepers,
Yeah.
and they are deciding what's important, and they are deciding what they
Oh
want
yeah.
to
I'm
push,
I'm so I've
right?
been banned all the times.
Yeah,
Like I
they're
get
deciding what they want people to hear and what they want
right.
push and so they're
And
algorithm
they also
gatekeepers.
target people based on their energy. They just
Mm,
I think it's a I think I totally believe in spiritual resistance.
mm. Exactly. So I gotta keep constantly reminding myself that I'm not, they're not the boss of me. I do a video like
Right.
that too. They're not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me, right?
Right.
You don't get to say it was important. And
Right.
and so I'm determined to beat the algorithm in the sense of,
Me too.
you know, like in the sense
Like
of
you
like,
can't show me up, and I deleted it and then reposted it.
exactly. I haven't figured out how to beat the algorithm yet, but I'm determined.
I
I'm gonna
finally
do
got rid
it.
of my bots, but yes,
Yeah,
we're gonna do it.
yeah, I'm determined. But I think a lot of the time too, we will eventually be the controllers of it. It's the same thing. The people, the at least this is the number I got in my head. At least 70% of the people have to be the change. So wherever their attention goes is
Yeah,
where the
energy flows.
gatekeepers You understand? We'll have no choice but to succumb to that.
Mhm.
You understand? So the only reason that the chaos works and the distraction works is because a lot of people still follow those threads. A lot of
Right,
people want that. They want to consume that.
right.
You know what I mean? That's what they're mostly interested in. So when their
And there are
attention,
also people
yeah,
putting it out because they think that's what people are interested in.
exactly. So when
But
the
if the more
attention
people that
shifts,
show
yeah,
them authenticity,
right. When the attention shifts, that's when the algorithm becomes more designed by the collective and not the gatekeepers. The gatekeepers only control it because not enough people at the gate yet. Not enough people, you know, are their attention isn't going towards freedom yet, you know. Their attention is still on the chaos, you know, and not freedom. So when enough people free themselves from the chaos and the distraction, that's when it shifts, you know.
yeah,
That's how I see it.
I
A
think
lot of the times,
there's got to be a bridge between that the chaos and the freedom where the
mhm,
rise
mhm,
happens, the power,
mhm. It's a
right?
it's a process,
Yeah,
you know. So that's why you have to learn patience and trust and
yes,
how to live in a time such as this for goodness knows how long it will last, you
yeah,
know, because it's gonna last as long as the people let it last.
right.
They have to realize that they are more powerful than they think, and they outnumber the
that
gatekeepers,
that
you know,
that
the
this person is an
controllers.
elected
Yeah, yeah,
position, a
yeah.
temporary elected position,
Mm,
and we need to we remember temporary
mm,
elected position who
mm,
is in service of the people,
mm,
basically is employed by the people
mm. Yeah, so everybody gotta remember certain things again,
that
and
are.
that's why I think that this man is a good thing that in a
He's a
horrible
narcissistic
package.
abuser, really.
Yeah,
I mean, if you
he
like,
is he is what is needed in a horrible package because
yes.
nobody can sleep. Nobody's gonna be able to sleep. It's gonna be too noisy,
Right. But it's
So
the great divider. It's like we
mm,
said, it comes down to all of that. To the
people can choose. Like everybody that chooses will choose knowingly. They will knowingly choose.
it comes
Even the
down to that
ones that
he's almost the, I had to say, the perfect person
mm,
to break open the
mm,
structure that needed
mm.
to be rebuilt.
I agree. Like he was
Is
he
he
was born
demolished
for
it?
this.
He's
He was born
demolished
for
it.
this.
He has
That
torn
was
every bit of
yeah,
everything that was broken and
yeah,
he showed
yeah.
a light on every wrong part of every
That's the
heart.
part that's why I
So
said
that's
like
the
it's
blood
the
blessing, is that he
mind,
showed a light so bright
every
that we can't
single
ignore it
part.
anymore.
Every single part, everything that ever has been done throughout the course of American history
The
and history of the world,
racism, the
all of it. He just,
sexism,
hmm
all the pedophilia,
everything,
all the things,
everything,
every
everything that used
aspect
to be in the
cannot be
secret.
ignored anymore. And he's brought it
Yeah.
right to our front doorsteps and
hmm
said, "Here, look at the ugly. You
hmm
can't ignore it now. Well, what you gonna do about it?
Exactly. So
And
there's,
face it in your homes, face it
yep.
in your hearts. And what are you
hmm
gonna choose?"
So nobody gonna get over here. Everybody got to choose, and I really and they're
Woo,
gonna
it's a
choose.
reckoning.
Uh-huh. They're
I don't
gonna
know why I
choose.
just got all like, woo.
Mhm. So that's why I'm not afraid. I might be all kind of things. The feelings I have, I got all kinds of feelings, but the one
Yeah,
feeling I don't have is fear because I know that I am who I am. I am where I am for a reason.
yeah,
I am safe. My family is safe,
yeah,
and I'm protected. I don't even like honestly.
yeah.
I don't even
I'm,
feel like I'm in the same timeline. I feel like I'm witnessing it, but I don't feel like I actually in it. Like I literally don't feel like I'm in that world. Like
yeah,
we on the same planet. I feel like it's almost like an illusion, like we witnessing other timelines, but we not literally physically in that same timeline. It just,
I feel like
I feel.
there's been a channel that I've been getting that there's a Delta Force of spiritual
Mm,
people. I know,
mm,
and I'm not saying anyone's better or whatever. There's just ones that have
mm.
been called to a certain purpose,
Yeah,
and
because listen. Yeah,
Yeah,
because like just the way how he was born for his role, I was born for mine. And
right,
I it's
right.
in this moment, this time in history, when I started to come alive or activated,
Like
that I
beacons.
realized why I was the way I was the whole time, why I went through all the things I went through, why I had all the experiences, all the things
Yes,
that I pick up throughout the course of my life, the wisdoms that I pick up,
yes,
everything. It's like all of it was for now. All of
yes,
it was what I was collecting for this moment, you
yes.
know? And I
I
feel like
feel that so,
activated. Yeah.
yes,
I feel activated. I feel like, gosh, everything went through my life was for this, you know? And I realize what my calling is. I mean, like, I just like you, I get it in fragments because it's still like, so if farming, whatever it is, it farming piece by piece by piece. Every day I add a new layer
yeah,
and unlock a new level of clarity,
right,
you know, and purpose that I didn't have yesterday,
right.
you know, every single day. And like it is for a time such as this, you know, and
And it's
it's an
beautiful and
amazing time,
imperfect and
you know.
hard and
I
ugly.
think that is such an amazing time because all you got to do is wake up. Like just remember how powerful you are. Like we like you at the beginning of this conversation you said it's so simple, like a flower is a flower, just look at the flower. You don't have to make a flower complicated, you
Right?
know. A tree is a tree, the sun is the sun, the moon is the moon. So instead of focusing on this decrepit ugly thing, look at the moon, look at the sun, look at the stars, touch grass.
Touch
It's
grass.
that simple.
Hmm.
Nobody can tell me that it isn't. It's that simple, you know. And you will know what you have to do. You will know your purpose, and you will be fine. And the people and all of us will be fine. You know, I honestly feel that this whole moment is the suffering is mostly designed. I know that at the moment, the stage of it we're in, innocent people are are hurting and being losing their lives and all these different things. But that's because of the stage we're in. I mean, the more people discover their strength and their power and not lean into fear but lean into light, the more that suffering will shift to the people who choose it and not the innocents. That's what I believe, you know. At the moment, the innocent people are just the lowest hanging fruit, the easiest ones to hurt because they're right there. It's so easy to target. You notice that a lot of the time, like because of like red states, because red states are the states that sign up for that darkness, that you know, the governors and the will hurt those people first, you know, because they, you know, there's no opposition.
Hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
And then yes, they're going and attacking the blue states and the enemies and all that kind of how they perceive enemies and all that. But the people that get hurt first is the easiest, lowest hanging fruit.
Right.
You know, the ones that all you got to sign a piece of paper and you could hurt that person. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
You know, those are the ones that get hurt first and suffer first.
Hmm.
You know, and I think that like I really do think that
That was the way. That
people.
was the channel that I got, was that we're looking at this kind of backwards, is that we, and in the solution is the lower hanging fruit. Up is
Mm,
is how either someone is looking at it or someone needs to look at it,
yeah,
as far as the direction in which things things could be
but we gotta just like go back
taken
to
care of.
simplicity, like love and looking out for one another, and like you know, that's what this moment require. It bringing you back to, you know,
Love.
loving people and loving yourself and loving nature and loving the planet and going back to love because that's the simplest. That's not complicated. You know, you make it complicated when it be like, okay, well, are you this? Are
All of
you a
these
Christian? Are
things.
you that? Are you this? Are you this? You know, are
Mhm.
you a man and a girl? You know, that dress like a
Right.
girl, or you know, like whatever. But you know, are you wearing the wrong colors? Or you know, stupid stuff like that, right?
Yep.
But you just go back to the basics and you know reset. Go back to the basics of humanity, just love, right? We make it too complicated,
Yeah.
you know.
We need,
So I
and
think, yeah.
I think it's it's like you said, it's gonna be what
Hmm?
it is until it isn't.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
one of those things where you have to live in the moment right
It's
now.
exhausting though. I tell you, it's hard. I'm like, gosh, like, will this ever be done? Like,
When you
because,
dip into it, and
yeah, yeah,
that's why you said it's so important that you like I stay in a bubble. I stay
yeah.
in my bubble, and then
Same.
and then
Yeah,
I
yeah,
people here and
yeah,
there, but I don't, and I news
yeah,
never. I just
yeah.
I like
Same.
I find my my bits and pieces of what I'll call uh, disseminated reality
Yeah.
um, in bits that I get from my socials that
Yeah,
I
that's
find reliable.
exactly how I'm consuming it too, like in these little mini
Right,
microdoses, you
right,
know. I have the awareness. I always know what is being talked about, and I always know what the news of the day is. But it's very rare that I would go into it, like you said, dip into it. Like I would leave it alone. I would remain focused on, you know, what I'm doing. And I have so much things that I am doing that I have enough things to occupy me. Like I got enough things to like
right.
focus on that it's not I don't have to consume.
And they'll
You
save the
know?
world, like
Yeah.
too.
I've
Like
I've
that's another thing
realized,
too.
yeah.
Like sometimes I
I've
wrestle with
realized that
that.
saving the world is not a one-man job,
Yeah,
it's a collective.
right,
And the way that we save the world is the light in here,
right,
you know, is to be activated in here,
right,
you know, to wait, to allow this person here to be free,
right.
you know what I mean? And to speak freely and express freely and love freely and all those things, you know what I mean? That's how we
And it ripples.
save
It
the world.
ripples and it pours
Yeah,
over, and your cup
yeah.
pours over onto someone else, and
Because,
it pours over onto
yeah,
someone else, and it ripples and ripples.
exactly. That's how we save the world.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure that every time I post, I at least connect with one or two people a day. And that's if that's all I do, those one or two people will connect to other, one or two people. And it spreads like that. That's how it
or even the
spreads.
person that you smile at in the car next to you. And
Exactly.
I mean, people do not
Exactly.
realize how often they're have opportunities to
Yep.
connect with people.
Yep.
I take them
Yep.
all. I take them
Yep.
all. I
Yeah.
try to connect with the person today that when I went to get my labs done, when she had
Yeah.
to do my arm, I'm going to have a
Yeah.
conversation with you and
Yeah.
connect with you
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I don't get to people much, and when I do, I want to connect with you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
I want to feel
understood.
your energy, be in
Yeah.
your energy, and touch you,
Yeah,
and
it
in
matters,
life,
It really matters
you
because
know?
it spreads. Like if
Yes.
you
If
if
you're
you make
reaching out,
somebody
touching them,
feel good, they can go and make somebody feel good. That's why it's so dark because the divider in chief abuses people every day, right?
right,
And he makes people feel horrible every day.
right,
And they're going to make other people feel horrible, or even they snap. Because when I was in that energy, I was really grumpy with my
right,
family.
right,
I was grumpy with my husband. I was snappy. I wasn't, you know, I would say horrible, like I would not horrible things, but I would say negative things,
right, right.
and that when I say
We
them
noticed
negative
that,
things,
right,
I'm passing on that negative
right,
feeling to people with my words,
right.
and I acknowledge it, and I be like, look at how much power this man have on somebody like me that don't even pay much attention to him. You can imagine the amount of power he have on people that do it
Spreading
daily.
the ripples that
Yeah,
it's spreading, right, right.
so that is
The
how
pain.
he
It's
he
like the
created.
pain can pour over, or the love
Yeah,
can pour
he
over.
created the energy that
Right.
caused a woman to lose her life because the chaos, you gotta put it this way. I
The
didn't watch
pain.
much of video. I watched one video. But put it this way, those people in those uniforms already had this like power trip and also
Yeah.
feel attacked and feel misunderstood and feel they could be feeling all kind of feelings because they could be telling themselves that they're there for a different reason that
Right.
we know they're there for, so they
Right.
could be like convincing themselves that I'm doing something good for my country and I'm being
Right.
constantly attacked. Like they could be convincing themselves of things, right? And then this woman like start to drive away, and without thinking, he does the worst thing because no thought process, no training, just
No
chaos